Okay, so to start off this tutorial, we're gonna go into a trapeze. But before we get into the trapeze, I want you guys to make a wrap around your throw hand, just like this. This will make the trick a little bit easier, since having that wrap means more accuracy for when you're actually gonna do the trick. So, the wrap is entirely optional. So, if you want, you can have the wrap, or you can not have it. So anyway, to first learn a horizontal combo or a horizontal trick, you must first do it vertically. So what we're gonna learn first is this 3-hop combo, and as you can see, I just did it vertically, and I really can't do it in my POV since there's a lack of sight. So we're gonna do it in this POV. So first off, get into a trapeze. Let me fix my angle. Okay, so first off, get into a trapeze, and then what you're gonna do is elay hop. Just one elay hop and land back into a trapeze. And that should be pretty self-explanatory and basic. So just do an elay hop, just like that, and then you're gonna do an elay hop, and then an elay hop over your head. It looks like this. So basically, what's happening there is that you're doing an elay hop, but you're putting the string over your head just like this. So this is the mount that you're gonna land into, except you're just gonna land into it with an elay hop, just like that. So like So to explain it, you're gonna hop the yo-yo up, and at the same time you're gonna bring your throw hand up as well, and your non-throw hands, like up and then down. And as the yo-yo returns, make sure that the strings are aligned. And for my tips for this part is that you lean your head a bit forwards, like that, so that you can land it a bit easier and more comfortably, just like so. One more, just like that. And that's basically it for that part. And then once you land into this over the head trapeze, you're gonna do another elay hop and then land behind your wrist, like that. Now you can practice this from a normal trapeze, so like hopping up and then landing behind your wrist. But in this combo, you have to do it from over your head, like an over the head trapeze to this behind the wrist elay hop. So I'm gonna teach that. So it's easier to learn from a normal trapeze. So when you're here, you're gonna hop the yo-yo up as you would for a normal elay hop, and then basically while the yo-yo is up here, you're gonna turn your wrist inwards, like towards you, like pointing behind you, just like that. And then the yo-yo should land back onto the string, and you should be in a behind the back trapeze, like that. So I'm gonna switch to a POV style, just so I could explain it to you guys more effectively. Okay, so the rest of the video will be filmed in this POV style. So basically what I meant from the behind the back wrist hop is like you hop up and then you land back into this same string, but like you point your hand outwards like this, just like that. That's the mount that you're gonna land into, just with a hop. So you hop up and just like that. One more time. Hop up and then behind the wrist, just like that. And then once you're here, what you're gonna do is roll this yo-yo clockwise over both your hands, just like this. Okay, so once you're in this mount, you're gonna roll the yo-yo clockwise over both your hands, just like this. And as you can see there, you should have a wrap. If you untwist your finger, you should be back into a normal trapeze. And then once you're here in this trapeze, you're gonna roll the yo-yo again. You're gonna cross your arms while still in this trapeze, just like this. So basically, once you're in this trapeze, you're gonna roll over both your hands again, but end up in a cross arm, just like this. And then once you're here, you're gonna do a cross arm elay hop. So it should look like this. Oh my gosh. It should look like that. And so this element in itself is really difficult, especially doing it horizontally. So here are some tips. So when you're actually gonna do the cross arm elay hop, I highly recommend that you not only use your hands, but you also use your entire body. So as you're dismounting the yo-yo from the trapeze, I suggest you move your body with the yo-yo. And when you're gonna bring the yo-yo back, you move your body back, just like that. So hop, hop, hop. That should make the trick a little bit easier and point where you can master it without actually moving your body. And another tip is, like, if you can't really do it in an elay hop way, I suggest that you just actually dismount it. So like, you dismount, roll off, and then you try to roll back in. This will help with trying to learn the movement and how you're supposed to move the yo-yo and how your hands are supposed to be. Okay, so quick recap. So to do this cross arm hop, you're supposed to move your body with you, and then you're supposed to move your body out when the yo-yo is out, and then move your body back when you're returning the yo-yo back. And then once you're here, you're gonna do another cross arm elay hop, but then instead of landing back into the cross arm position, you're gonna land into a 1.5 mount, just like so. So once again, you're out, you launch the yo-yo out, you're gonna point out your index finger of your throw hand, and you're gonna uncross your hands, and then land into a 1.5 mount, just like so. Again, here's what it looks like. Just like that. Now that should be self-explanatory and very easy to understand, so I'm gonna skip explaining that part. So anyway, once you're here in this 1.5 mount, you're gonna do a 1.5 mount elay hop. So you're gonna hop the yo-yo out as if it's a elay hop, but from a 1.5 mount, like so. But once you launch the yo-yo out, you're not supposed to land back into the 1.5 mount. So once you're in this 1.5 mount, you're supposed to hop out as if it's an elay hop, but you're not supposed to land back into the 1.5 mount. Once you launch it out, you're gonna land back into a trapeze, just like so. So you launch it out, and as you can see, there's a wrap on your throw hand. You're gonna undo the wrap and then land into a trapeze, like so. And right after that, you're gonna do a cross arm trapeze. Actually, I'll show you what it looks like. This is the cross arm trapeze. And that's the cross arm trapeze. Now to do that, you're gonna do an elay hop. So you're gonna hop it up, hop the yo-yo up, and then you're gonna cross your arms. So you hop it up and then you cross your arms, like so. Make sure that your throw hand is over your throw hand and not the other way around. So you hop around like that, and I suggest that you hop the yo-yo a little bit closer to your throw hand side rather than this side. So one more time, elay hop, and then cross your arms, just like so. And then once you're here, you're gonna uncross your hands and then roll the yo-yo off, and then land into a trapeze, and then go into an undermount, and then bind however way that you like. That's basically it. That's the trick. That's how you do it vertically. Now I'm gonna teach you and give you some tips on how to do it horizontally, because that's what this combo is supposed to be for, a horizontal combo. Here are some tips for doing it horizontally. So when you're doing horizontal tricks, the key tip is that you don't stop. You don't stop for anything, and you just keep going with the motion. That's what makes horizontal tricks like really hard. It needs to be a constant motion so that the yo-yo doesn't get out of control or anything like that. So we're gonna learn how to do it horizontally in reverse. So each element is in reverse instead of in order. So starting off with the cross arm trapeze, it's way hard to do it horizontally because you actually have to land it a bit outward instead of, straight down. So my tip for this is that when you're hopping the yo-yo out, instead of launching it directly up, you launch it a bit to the side. So instead of launching it straight up like this, you launch it a bit to the side like that, because that will make, that'll make landing on the string a little bit easier, because since you're hopping it out a bit to the side, it'll come back and hit the string more accurately than if you were to hop the yo-yo straight up. So once again, hop a bit to the side, and then and then right after that, we're gonna learn how to do these two elements horizontally. So doing those two elements horizontally, there's not much any difference, other than you just have to exaggerate the motion more, and that you have to master it so that you can actually do it horizontally. Make sure you put in the extra body effort so that you can hop the yo-yo out and return it easily. So hop out. Make sure that you use your body as well, so like hop out and go like that and that and that and that. And yeah, there's not much of a difference. Just do it the same as vertical, but just don't stop and keep the motion going. And right after that, we're gonna do tips for the tree hops. So horizontal elay hop is like pretty easy. I'm sure anyone can do that. When you're actually practicing this trick, don't actually do it like purely horizontal, but I do suggest that you do it like a little bit 45-degree horizontal, just so you can get the motion of how to do this trick. And that's really what I suggest for this tree hop elay hop part. So do it on a 45-degree angle, not horizontal, but like not vertical either. So here, hop up, hop down. Make sure you kind of tilt your head a bit outward, just so the yo-yo doesn't hit your head, and just so you can manipulate the string in a way. Make sure that the string rests on your neck, like actually on your neck, instead of your back. Rest it on your neck, and then make sure that the string is aligned with the yo-yo so that you can land it more efficiently. Just like that. And then once you're here, you're just gonna do the behind the wrist hop. And the behind the wrist hop is like really more difficult. And the behind the wrist hop is even more difficult horizontally. So my tip is like the same for the cross arm hop. So hopping the yo-yo out more to the side instead of up, so that you can land the yo-yo more efficiently. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hop the yo-yo to the side and then land back into behind the wrist hop. So hop to the side and then wrist hop, just like this. And then we're gonna continue on the combo from that. And I hope you guys, and that is the end of today's tutorial. And I hope you guys enjoyed and that I explained well and that you learned some new elements today for your next horizontal combo. And that's all for today. Goodbye.